Greater Bethel AME Church is one of several Charlotte congregations that are practicing what they preach, answering the call to do good and to share with others by using their church property and church funds to fight that Goliath of a problem that's facing so many Charlotte families. How to find a place to live they can afford.
My hope is built on nothing less than Jesus' love and righteousness.
Like a single voice that leads a choir, a single church can have a voice too.
It's going to be like throwing a pebble in this pond back here. It's going to have a ripple effect. And so this plan came together.
A plan to turn this 10-acre church parsonage into a new neighborhood called Hope Springs.
All other ground is sinking sand.
The announcement of 30 new Habitat homes here on church land has that feel of an old church picnic, with salad and sweet tea on the table and a tent for shade.
So I thank God for the opportunity to participate.
As Greater Bethel pastor Abdel Knox uses this podium as his pulpit.
And it is through that direction of doing good that hope will spring forth.
The Hope Springs project also has another church, Covenant Presbyterian in Dilworth, providing $400,000 in funding, with more churches planning and building their own housing projects.
And to be where we are, to be who we are, and not do something would be a sin. And so we want to do our part.
Dr. Dwayne Walker is pastor of Little Rock AME Zion Church on the edge of Charlotte's skyline, where they're finishing up this 5-story affordable apartment project named after the AME Zion Church founder, James Varick, on church property right next door to the church itself.
Well, it's a no-brainer. We're located right uptown Charlotte in the midst of all of this. Aware of the need for housing in this community and approach the city, letting them know that we wanted to be a part of solving the problem. And thankfully, they were willing to partner with us. Amen. And to be able to be where we are and to be able to be a part of something like this is something that the congregation has embraced with open arms.
Walker adds that many members of his congregation have been displaced themselves by growth in Charlotte. Now offering affordable apartments is a way for others to stay.
So Varick on 7th will be 105 1, 2, and 3-bedroom units, all inclusive. A household of any income level will be able to afford to live in this community. And I think it'll be a great living opportunity.
Project developer Dion Nelson takes us 5 floors up so we can take in that uptown view. And just one peek out these windows tells you how much this church property could be worth.
I mean, this is one of the most ideal locations in the city of Charlotte. This is valuable land. And they had many opportunities and many options as to what they could do and how they could approach this development.
Nelson explains, though, that when partnering with churches like Little Rock on affordable housing, making a profit is often less important than making a difference.
But I'm a believer that you can do good and do well at the same time. They are not mutually exclusive. We will provide housing for 52 affordable units. That's 52 families that will have access to an amazing opportunity in an amazing building that is affordable to them that they may have never otherwise had access to.
Quality-wise, this is going to look as good, feel as good as any other apartment complex in this neighborhood.
Absolutely, absolutely. This is the new approach to affordable housing, not the approach of the past.
A mile away at Caldwell Presbyterian Church, the congregation is converting this century-old education building.
There's a stained glass window on the 2nd floor.
Into affordable housing for the homeless.
Congregations are beginning to look at that, look at their land, look at their building, and there's no question the movement is taking off. Charlotte is a pace setter, and I'm aware of at least 4 or 5 emerging projects in Charlotte that haven't made the headlines because they're in the early stages.
But Pastor John Cleghorn, who's also writing a book about churches and affordable housing, warns there are lots of questions to answer first.
Their neighborhood, what will it allow? What will their zoning allow? You run into NIMBYism, not in my backyard, for affordable housing. But it's a brilliant calling for churches to pursue this because they do have choice properties. Churches should not do this if they want to simply monetize their land and put some money in the bank or think it's going to attract new members. Those are the wrong reasons to do this. Church housing projects tend to take 5 to 10 years and an enormous amount of work. It's not for people who aren't committed to the outcome. We feel that that's what the gospel calls for. Charlotte has a chronic homelessness issue and a chronic housing issue. And we either are going to address it now or it's going to spiral out of control. Everybody's going to have to put a brick in to solve it, and churches can be a big part of that.
Pastor Cleghorn adds that his church's project and other churches' affordable housing projects are what he calls hard but possible. And when churches do build affordable housing, well, he says it is what many here in Charlotte are often longing for and waiting for and praying for.
Thanks for watching, and if you don't want to miss any more great regional stories, please subscribe to our PBS Charlotte YouTube channel.